From the white lies to the big ones, there's a chance most of us lie, and it's probably even more than honestly we think. But our next guest says being mindful of our lies can help us feel more present, less stressed, and joyful. So here with ways to practice truthfulness in everyday life, we have Virgin Radio's host and mindfulness expert, Sam East. Great to have you in studio.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a tricky one because I think before we even get into understanding why we lie and why we shouldn't lie, you have a challenge for all of us. What is it?
I do, and can I look straight to camera? Is that
Yes,
okay?
you can.
I challenge you to go 24 hours without lying.
24 hours.
24 hours.
I mean, it sounds easy on the surface, but I suspect it's not as easy as we think it is.
It's not. So some people may scoff at the idea of it because nobody wants to be considered a liar, right? That's very much frowned upon. But this is the very challenge that was put out to myself and other students in our meditation teacher training course. Actually, it was for a whole week, which was quite challenging. But not lying is one of the 5 Buddhist precepts. And in Buddhist teachings, there is this inextricable connection between your own personal integrity and leading a truthful life. But let me tell you, when you start taking stock of all the ways that you lie every single day, it's kind of astounding. From the ways that you lie to other people, like why you canceled plans with someone.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Your qualifications in a job interview, or maybe you said you were 6 feet tall on your dating profile, but you're actually 5'10". Or maybe the ways that you're lying to yourself, like you put a ton of things on your to-do list that you couldn't possibly finish in such a short amount of time. It is astounding the ways that we lie in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, I mean, when you break it down like that, you realize that even just omitting the truth, it's a lie. I mean, if we're gonna break it down and go to the root definition of it, that's a lie as well. So how does this, when we cut out lying, how does this incorporate mindfulness into our everyday life? How does that connection work?
Yeah, so when you're doing your mindful practice, whether that's meditation, breath work, perhaps journaling, at the core of those mindful practices, you're supposed to be acknowledging your thoughts that you may be having, your feelings that you may be experiencing, or sensations that you may be feeling in your body as well. It's really hard to do that without first starting from a truthful place. And they looked at our brains the more that we lie, and the part of your brain that's responsible for an emotional response, it adapts to the lies. So it makes you more prone to lying frequently, and the magnitude of your lies increase the more that you do it. So mindfulness and not lying, it's really hand in hand, because once you notice yourself living a more truthful life, you're able to have more ease in your day-to-day the more you take note of it.
So this is what comes down to the intentional living we're seeing here on the screen. Are there exceptions to this, Sam? Because I feel like there's some cases where lying is the route you have to go. Like the example Andrea gave us before we went to commercial break, someone says to you, hey, do I look great in this? What are you supposed to say? You don't want to be brutally honest. You don't want to be mean.
That's right.
But you also don't want to lie.
There are exceptions to this. So first of all, if you genuinely feel like you're in a situation where withholding the truth could protect yourself or protect someone else, that's absolutely an exception. And I also want to caution against being brutally honest, like you mentioned, right? Because at the core of mindfulness practices is kindness and compassion. So if someone's asking you for your opinion on something and it puts you in a bit of a spot, always ask yourself mindfully, is this the right time to deliver the truth to that person? So there's always tact and decorum when you're living a truthful life.
My mom and I talk about this. My mom is a practicing Buddhist. Yeah, and so we talk about, is it timely? Is it true?
Yes.
And is it fair? And if you can't answer all 3 of those things, I mean, it's off the table right away. So how can we begin to lead more truthful lives? Let's get down to it.
Yeah, so start with a small window of time. Can you not lie for the next hour? Can you not lie for the next 24 hours? And then you could maybe push it to a whole week. Commit to that window of time. Or if you know that there is a situation that you tend to lie in, maybe it's that job interview, maybe it's giving your opinion, commit to not lying in that situation as well. Then the mindful act of putting pen to paper. In this, you become accountable for the lies that you're telling, and you take stock of how and why you may be lying. And then finally, give yourself some grace, because these are really deeply ingrained patterns for a lot of us. So give yourself some grace and patience as you're leading that more truthful life.
Sam, I love all of this. Thank you so much for coming in. That's not a lie. That really isn't.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
Thank you. It's great to have you in studio, and thank you for helping us live more truthful lives.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.